Hello, hello. Today we have a collection from Glamlite. I'm pretty sure I have everything that came out during this Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Glamlite collection. The only thing I don't have is the Glamlite lip gloss set. And personally that's just because to me the lip gloss set was just giving very juvenile. It looked like a little kid toy. It looked like the kind of makeup you buy for little kids when they just want to play with makeup. Like literally like the little sets that we as millennials grew up with playing. I'm sure the product and the formula itself is like pretty good, but there was nothing about that lip set that I felt like I needed it. The highlighters I got definitely with intention. I believe I did the palette as well. This setting spray came in a mystery box, so I'm pretty sure this came in my dessert holiday mystery box. But these other two, I had kept my eye on them. I personally don't have any connection growing up with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, I knew of it, but it was just not something I was really interested in. I also think I was too young because I was born in the early 90s. So by that point, it's kind of like, it was kind of thing I was on, but it's not cartoons, so I'm not really interested, right? So where do we start? Okay, let's start with the easy stuff. Let's start off with this. This is the setting spray. It says, setting spray, Fresh Prince, Glamlite. Make your makeup look super fresh all day with our Fresh Prince times at Glamlite setting spray. This lightweight and high performance mist? What the heck? Performance mist? I don't know why they made that as one word. Performance mist will keep your skin feeling hydrated while minimizing the appearance of pores, preventing creasing and fading. Our spray will keep you looking. Wait? Our spray will keep your looking? Our spray will keep your looking. What does that even mean? I promise I'm not... I am trying my best to read it as it says. That doesn't make sense to me. Was it cut off? Our spray will keep your looking. Okay. How to English. I don't know if that was on purpose. But this has been, I feel like, on sale for a while. I started watching some other videos for other people reviewing this collection because I was like, am I the only person experiencing this? I'm not sure. Put the blinds down a bit, so maybe it's not so blinding. But does this work? I don't know. I don't know. I tried this setting spray a couple of times. I felt like my makeup still creased. I felt like my makeup still ended up kind of fading away. I don't know how well this works. And to add even more, what's that phrase? I don't think I can think of it right now, but to make it even worse is that this doesn't even smell good. It doesn't smell good. When I was watching the other reviews, someone said one of the positives is that they like that it didn't have a scent, but it does still have a scent. It's not scentless. It just doesn't smell good. It smells like mechanical, technological, like metal. Like, it doesn't smell good. It's not that it's scentless. It just does not smell good. Because if it was scentless, you would be like, oh, it smells like water. Or maybe you're like, oh, it kind of has a slight smell, but not really. I don't know what the scent on this is, but I don't like it. I'm gonna use it. I'll still use it. You could use it as something refreshing. I don't know if it really says what it does in saying that it'll minimize your pores, prevent creasing and fading. I don't know if it really did that. But you could still at least use it for that. It's a good little filler gift, but I really don't know if it works or not. I'm happy I got this in a mystery box. I don't know if I can recommend you buying it. This was one of the... This was the main piece of this collection where I was like, should I buy that full price? Because it says California on it. I love California. I'm from California. I'm conceited as hell. I know. But I just thought this was so cute. I really, really liked the way this came together. I wish it was in a tighter box, like, because once I pull this out, like, it just seems like excessive plastic and paper when the palette's not that big. Like, it's literally just the size of the window and you have all this empty space. I don't know, maybe it's better for transporting so they don't break. But here's the actual palette, and there's 3 shades in here. And you can see on the back, there's some more information on the back as well. It's glimmery. There's a small mirror in here that I'm going to try and cover up with something. Let's use 2 notes right here. Okay, so there is a mirror in here, this tiny thing, but here are the shades, and I'm hoping it appears on my camera much better than it appears on other reviewers and YouTubers' camera, because I feel like you couldn't really get the sense of what colors these were, and I hope you can see that here, that we're looking at 3 highlighters. This one's kind of, it's like a pink purple, and then we have like a green gold, and then we have like a, I guess you could say like a orange to pearl. And I feel like on other people's videos, it wasn't really reading these colors. They just looked white for some reason. And I don't know if that's the kind of lighting, because of the kind of lighting that they have, but I hope that's reflected here. Now I'm going to swatch all these just for the sake of it, but the Chillin' Out and the 90s Forever, so basically like the orange one and this pink one, not really impressed. Not for me. This is, again, well, when did I say this? I said this recently, that I think this is a really good highlighter color for someone who doesn't wear highlighters very often, maybe is a bit more shyer and demure about the kind of highlighters they want, still want to try a little bit of color, but don't want it to be super intense. I like an intense shade. I don't think this is a bad formula where the colors are bad. It's just not my preference. I still think this would work well for someone else, but not for me. But for me, this green here, oh my god, I love this green here. And not just as a highlight, I've honestly been using it more as an actual eyeshadow. I actually have this on my eyes today. And this formula for the highlight is very nice and grounded up. It is very fine, this formula. So I feel like this highlight is also not just beginner friendly, but possibly also a good highlighter for someone that has more mature skin, because it is, the formula is very fine and not super intense. I find that the preference for a lot of people who tend to have mature skin is to not have super sparkly shades, but just something a little bit more like, I want to say like the word classy, just like very light, like a hint, a whisper, you know, of some highlight, but not super intense. But I really like this one. I feel like this one changed my eye looks and made them so much prettier and shinier. They're not super wet and sparkly mattes. To me, I think these are just okay. But if this is something you're interested in, I do recommend it. I think I'm going to keep it for now. I may eventually give it away, because if it didn't have this shade here in the middle, I don't think I would be so aggrieved to give it away. But I just really love this shade in the middle, and I feel like it's really elevated my eye looks, not just as a highlighter. So holding on to this one for now. We've come to the palette, and I don't know if, I haven't seen anyone discuss this, but this actually is textured. It has like a felt on it, and so does his hat. So his hat and his shirt are textured. So I kind of liked that kind of little moment. I wish it wasn't felt, like this weird velvet felt, and just maybe raised. I think that would have been fine. But I like the outside of this. I like that it's not just, you know, an old photo from him from the 90s put on this. I like the artwork, and I feel like you see this and you know who this is. Like, this makes sense. I love the color story for this. You can see that there's the shades on the back. The vibe of this is just super 90s. I think they nailed that completely. I think you know exactly what to expect when you look at the outside of this. And when you grab the palette is exactly just like the outside of the box. The same kind of felt on the character. And it's really nice as well. No shades, just the ingredients here on the back. But when we open it up, we will still find, there's a mirror in here as well. They always got some really cute kind of like artwork around the mirror. But this is the color story, and I'm sure you've seen this color story before. I had some issues with the formula in here, which again is why I ended up having to watch reviews from other people. So my experience with this. First of all, can I say, I know it's super just boring, but I love when the shades just tell you, there's no thinking, honey, just go up or down, like this makes sense. Just go down and it'll make sense. I like the way it's laid out. You got your pink, your purple, your green that goes into blues. So this is a lot more blue heavy. This is, I guess you could say these are more teals. And this is more like a violet indigo. No, more like indigos is what we got over here. I think, let's start with the shimmer formula. Am I going to keep this palette? I don't think so. I think I might steal some shades from this, but I don't think I'm going to keep this palette. let me swatch the shades that I love, the ones that I want to steal while talking. So, like I said, I watched some reviews from other folks who had tried this palette out, and I came upon some YouTubers who had actually ended up comparing this to other palettes, because they're like, do you really need this, or do you already have this in your collection? Now I have my, my own collection, so of course I watched it, and they compared it to the, was it the Royal Europe palette from, it's Nomad Cosmetics. They compared this palette to that one, and then I realized, oh, that really is a lot closer than I would have thought at all. And the shimmers and the shimmers are different, but the pigment of the mattes looked very much the same. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't need that. These are my 3 favorite shades of shimmers that I used in here. These are, if I had to steal them, I think these are the 3 I would pick. I love a shade that has a kind of red-brown base with a blue shift. I really like this green. It's like almost a mint, almost a lime green, but it's very special. This pink, this is such a bad swatch. I don't know why it's not swatching well, because when I swatched this on my eyes with my pink look on top of the pinks, it was so pretty. I was kind of shook. I didn't expect to really like the pink shimmer. It does not look as good on camera as it does on my eyes. But those are the 3 I would take. I think these other ones, this one was alright. Nothing important. This one, this kind of bright purple, bright neon purple with a blue kind of shift. I've seen it before, and I think I've even seen Glamlite do it before, so I wasn't like wowed. I was like, okay, seen that, alright. For the mattes, I had trouble blending these out. I think the black in here, I didn't even notice the black because it's so bright. I didn't even realize how dark this was, and I was like, oh, I think this is just a straight up black. That's a black. The black ended up working quite well. These purples and pinks on my eye. So I applied these 2 first. I used this and I tried to deepen it out with this, and I couldn't really see the depth. And I was like, okay, maybe I need the purple. So I used this purple for my outer corner, and then I used this purple, this lighter purple, to kind of like blend out the edges near my eyebrow, and it all kind of ended up looking the same on my eyes. I couldn't really see the difference, and as I was applying, I just kept thinking, I already have the Pink Religion palette if I wanted super intense pink and purple eyeshadows. Now, I also had the thought, this is the prettiest, the brightest, the craziest pink pigment I have ever seen. It is so bright, super pigmented, of course dyed my eyes, but look at that. Super duper pigmented. And I would say same with this green right here, one of the most brightest neon pigments I have ever seen. So I love that for this palette, because that's what this palette is. It's super neon, super bright, in your face. I also quite liked this P.S. I Love You shade I'm wearing today. It's kind of like a indigo-y kind of shade to me. Still mostly blue though. It reminds me of like a denim blue. Where maybe, was it like a cornflower, like a deep cornflower? I think those are my favorite matte shades. And I love all these shades together. I think they're so pretty. I like this color story, but I just wonder, as a collector, don't I already have these shades somewhere else? Because I feel like I do. I don't wear bright neon colors too often. I think this is a really pretty, gorgeous spring palette. That's why I pulled it out. I saw these colors and it was definitely giving me spring. Such just bright colors. I love that there's deeper colors here, your medium colors, and then your shimmers. This palette makes sense to me. I just don't know if it makes sense for me to keep it when I'm pretty sure I have similar colors elsewhere in a different palette. I think I'm going to hold on to it just until I try out another Glamlite palette. I'm probably going to pull out these 3 shades, I'm going to depot them, and then I'm going to end up giving this palette away. Like I said, I don't really have any deep connection with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to not want to just pass this off. But, I mean, it's an alright palette overall. I would love to know if you tried this collection yourself and what your thoughts may be on this whole collection. I don't remember it being very popular. I've rewatched the reviews from, this came out less than a year ago. I think this came out like 8 months ago. So it's still pretty new. It's still pretty recent. The palette is on sale right now. I'm looking at the Glamlite website today on March 31st, 2025. This palette is still on sale. It's $8.33. You can still find the setting spray on sale for $6.67. I think this is sold out. The highlighters, I believe, are sold out, but you still can also get the lip gloss set. However, that's at full price right now. I think this is a pretty palette for someone who wants a really bright, springy look this year. It's definitely more on the affordable side. $8.33 right now. I think you can skip out on the setting spray. I don't think you need the setting spray. If you're interested, unfortunately, for highlighter, it looks like you might be able to get it on the website. However, if you have a TikTok, I think you should be able to check out Glamlite on TikTok. They tend to have a lot more, for some reason, you'll find things that may not show up on the Glamlite website. They'll still be for sale on TikTok. So just want to give y'all a heads up if you're ever looking for something. But yeah, I think this was interesting to try out. Not a complete dud, but I'm ready to move on to the next product.